Hey everybody, hope you're having a great day. So what have we got going on here? Client session, distance, psychic wisdom, and energy healing is happening here. This is going to be more like me projecting my consciousness to a visitor. This visitor is someone who's been visiting the client and they'd like to get my feedback, to get to know who this is, what is their intention, just to get my assessment on it. I'm really excited to do this for you. And big time thank you. This is to you, the client. Thank you for this opportunity. You know, the things that I experience and I learn through the gift of these sessions. So where I'm here to help you, thank you for gifting this experience to me and to all of us here on YouTube. There's so much we can learn, and there are so many people who have visitors and there's just this blank page. Like, what is this about? So I can't wait to find out something for you. And we get to do it together here. So I'm going to read your goals. Then I'm going to get in the zone and we'll see what comes up. So let me see. You say, I have a visitor that I can feel their presence at night. It's not every night, but I have felt their presence for the last 6 months to a year. I would like your opinion on who this is. What is their intention? Is this visitor here to help me? Do they have a message? Who are they? I really value your insight. Thank you, Abbey. Okay. Just a moment here. Just taking in your goals here. So, mysterious visitor visiting you at night. Last 6 months to a year. Okay. Yeah. All right, I'm ready. Okay. Relaxing. So right now I'm just stepping out into the universe. And I'm just welcoming support here and getting to know this visitor. Who's been visiting you? What's their energy like? What's their intentions here? Why are they visiting you? They have a message for you? What's the connection here? Okay, well, first experience, it's almost electrical. Like I'm walking into an electrical cloud and it feels cottony, but it's more like cotton candy and maybe not completely soft, maybe a little bit of roughness to it. But I kind of inhale and it makes my nose kind of feel like sneezing. And it's a bit cobwebby, like spider webs, because this cotton candy kind of material, and it's full of electricity. I mean, I feel like I walked into a lightning cloud. Okay. Okay. All right, so there's a complexity that I'm running into right now. And the complexity is about the mirror of reflection. And am I channeling this visitor or am I visiting this visitor? I can't tell yet. But I will say that I'm not sure if this is you somehow. Like somehow you're this cloud full of all this electricity, but there's all this like buildup in here. It even makes me feel like I'm present with something of your higher mind. And so that's where I'm trying to make sense. Is this you? Or is it the pathway to this being? I don't know yet. So I just want to say that, and I'm going to pause for a minute. Okay, everything I know, I just know everything in my heart is saying, whatever I've stepped into here needs my help. And I actually kneel, like on one knee. I'm just kind of, this is very sacred to me. energetically. Like I feel like I something in inspiring me to honor this place or honor this action. There's something sacred about it. Like I respect whatever this is about. A great deal of respect in my heart and my soul about it. It is an honor to have this kneeling moment. All right, this is getting the next thing, because once I do this kneel and I emanate my reverence, respect, the sacredness, etc., and I place my hands upon what is the ground of this space, which actually has some firmness to it, and I just start emanating just what pure love is, okay? And as soon as I do that, I notice there's a hole that appears in the ground like a drain. And that hole, it starts to suction me, like almost cartoon-like. It just suctions me right to this hole. And it's almost like my body is getting squeezed and pulled down into this pipeline. And there's pain. It's breaking my bones in some way, like it's breaking me down material wise, so I can fit through this tiny little space, go down the drain. There's sorrow in this, and I'm witnessing myself then going down this drain. So let's say this is you are stepping into this electrical cloud of your own mind, or this electrical cloud of the visitor, or the visitor is wanting to show you this about yourself. Do you see the reflective mirror? It's complicated still. I don't know yet. But now this is the next thing. So we got to follow the breadcrumbs. So the next thing is this drain is opening up and it's pulling you down. And it's pretty painful to have to endure it. But there's no other way. So you have to go down this drain. And a lot of bones are being broken in order to get you to fit. It's like a human being getting forced down a drain. And that would be very, very painful, you know? You're stuck. It's all electricity. There's no liquid here. It's just, you're stuck. You're like clogged in this drain. And I get a plunger and I start like trying to plunge you out. No, you're stuck. Sorry, plunger doesn't work. You're really stuck. Okay, so I'm gonna just say that the visitor is showing us this. So I'm going to choose to see the visitor is present here. Okay. This visitor is... There's a reference to sacral chakra energy. Interesting that I felt like reverence and kneeling, the sacredness of this space. This space needs love. So sacral chakra, your sacral chakra needs some kind of activation here. So if I were to describe what this being looks like, which it's just what it looks like right now to me, this is how my human mind translates it. They have, they stand human. They have a blue skin and it's light blue. And it's kind of feminine looking to me. And the head though, has, I don't know why sharks may come to mind, but there's nothing scary about the teeth or anything. But it's almost like this, the way their head is shaped in the back, it's like they have a flat fin. It doesn't like stick up. No, it just like lays flat. It's just like this flat piece that kind of points back, where it's just a flap or something. But it's just part of the shape of their head. There's no hair on this body. And this one that's standing here, this feminine presence, she's really ridiculously patient, peaceful. She's not, there's nothing that is going to knock her off her feet by any means. because she's so at peace with everything. It'd be very hard to intimidate her, to scare her, to push her, touch her. Like, she's so unaffected. And she sees you stuck in this drain. And she sees that there's a clog in your sacral chakra that it requires, it requires it. You have to have this. That's kind of cool in some way. It's your sacral chakra requires healing. For some purpose in your life, you require it. So you have a visitor that is here to help you with this, to activate your sacral chakra, which is kind of like a Kundalini thing, you know? It's a human thing, it's a spiritual thing, which is where the Kundalini part of the conversation comes in. If you're stuck in the drain represents your sacral, you're stuck in your own sacral chakra, you've clogged your own sacral chakra. I'm just asking for more feedback on how we're gonna explain this, navigate this, and accomplish this today for you. But still, who are you? Who are you? As asking this female presence here. Let me see. She is really focused on the situation, not focused on herself. It's not like she is important or the visitor is important. It's the purpose of the visit that's important. That is more important. That is of the utmost importance. I say, okay, well, what do you have in mind here? How do we accomplish this for you? So the electricity has a lot to do with, you know, like intimate energy. It's electric. And this electricity, all right, has to do with that kind of energy, electric energy. And her hand is full of electricity, and she places her hand on this drain, and she is sending currents into your body, and it's specifically to be felt in your sacral chakra, because I see it flows down through you as the substance that you are that's lodged, but it's flowing through you on one level. If you were standing upright through your chakras and reaching your sacral, and I see your sacral get really intensely lit up kind of thing. But as the substance and the drain itself, which is the sacral itself, it's just absorbing the electricity. Like she's channeling this electricity from the cloud or the cotton candy or the whatever's, and she's channeling it in directly into your sacral. And I hear you crying. And on some level, I hear some self-imprisoning spaces where you're starving. Simply, it's like starvation. Starving for perhaps affection, heart to heart, soul to soul. Starving for the nourishment of intimacy. You could call it genuinely so. I feel a lot of unresolved pain here. I feel like this is a very large task. This isn't some small task. Because this is affecting your soul. This is affecting something of your own voice. This is affecting something even of your life path. Like that's why this is a requirement, because there's something here in your life path that in order for you to be who you're called to be in this life, this is required to be healed, okay? Which is kind of cool. I mean, imagine any one of us, like, really? Someone came and told me that like I'm required to heal this and they're gonna help me heal. Like, you kidding me, right? So I can achieve my goals. Like, this is pretty cool, man. So yeah, there's something very special about this, but it's not easy. This isn't simple because it's a big task. And what it's connected to is a lot of pain, and when it comes to healing painful things, it's not necessarily comfortable. This isn't like okay, all done here, yay, everything's fine now, we can go live our life. No, it's just like I refuse to open that door. The pain is too great for my soul. Avoidance. You know, that's how we deal with pain. So pain, facing and reconciling pain, is really hard. And what's hard about it is that we feel it, you know, and we feel how it affected us to become in such a way, than to then be present with it, because we'd rather close the door and just shut ourselves off from that so we can just live our life. But really, we are still the pain that's being locked away in these places. She's telling me something that there was no other way other than to lock those doors in order for you to have relief. Because to hear that sound, it wasn't time to reconcile it yet. And that would have really thrown things for a loop. I mean, it seems like you've got a destiny. That, I just want to say, that's really cool again. You have a destiny. And that means that what this is related to about your history, in this lifetime, other lifetimes, either way, it's all starting to boil over here. It was meant to be closed off so you could be who you're meant to be over these years of your life. But now this has to be dealt with so you can be who you're meant to be for this destiny thing. And she is guided here to reconcile this, help you to work through this. And it's a big task. She super, super cares about you. The word "she loves you" is an understatement, okay? She sincerely, with all the depths of all time, in the depths of her very soul, like across all time and space, I still feel like the word "she loves you" is an understatement. That she loves you so much. And I love, too, her... It's just like she's like the wind, you know? You can't grasp her, you can't push her, you can't tell her what to do, you can't knock her over, you can't mess with her mind or anything. Like, she's so harmoniously balanced, you know? And she's not threatening. Her energy is not overwhelming or overstepping or forceful. It's just present and aware and balanced and sincere, you know, and kind. It's very easy to take in. Very, very easy to take in. Almost like you may not notice her all the time because she's like the wind. You're afraid to come out of this clogged drain. Like, you'd rather just be stuck anymore. And that brings tears to her eyes so she can be vulnerable. But I hear there's whispers that say it's because she loves you so much that she can feel what you go through, and so she cries then for you. She can't force you out of the drain, but she knows she will get you out of it because that is her destiny. Her destiny and your destiny are intertwined. What an interesting visitor. All right, I know what to do, I say. I can't tell you on a human level. because it's all a sensation, but I know what to do in sensations wise. And I go towards this drain and I just place my hand slightly above it. And it's kind of like a very long time I'm working with, but time is nothing in eternity, and you can create energy medicine. Like if someone needs 1,000,000 years of rest, you can give that to them. You really can. You just take 1,000,000 years of rest and then you give that to them. Like I'm telling you, this energy is legit stuff. Like this, I can touch 1,000,000 years. I can touch it. Then I can give that to somebody, you know? And I give you time for sure. I don't know how to define that time, but I place my hands here over this drain. And I create time with my hands. I weave time with my hands instinctively. And I get this memory of my grandma who could feed squirrels out of the palm of her hand. And it took time to coax the squirrel. It took time and patience. And eventually the squirrel builds the confidence and the trust and the faith that this is a safe experience and the reward is the nuts, right? And so there's something about this image and what I'm witnessing here that it's kind of fun and a playful image to work with. Innocent inner child kind of energy, which is also a good energy for sacral chakra. And so I'm sort of sending this sort of playful fun, the time it takes, the patience it takes to train a squirrel to feel safe with you. And that you then are the timid squirrel now, not wanting to come out of this drain. So that means you are picking up on all the suffering in those prisons, because those prisons are influencing you to just stay stuck as they are. So you too are a closed door. Not helpful for this destiny of yours, apparently. You have to have an open door here. You're starting to relax and forget what any of this means, which is pushing you up and out, and you're kind of pushed out as a liquid full of different colors. You're kind of like a goo. And I start to notice the electricity are beings as well. And so she actually works with these beings of electricity and encourages them quite playfully, energetically. This is all very playful, to fill you with their activating energy. And so the beings of electricity come and fill your gooey substance, okay? That fill you with activation. And it causes you to cough and to barf out stuff. It looks like maybe rotten rice that's not white. It's kind of like orangey brown in a orangey brown goo. I mean, that's what it looks like. And as you release this out of your system, you start to reform yourself. And you're made out of a lot of different colors. And you're kind of like a quilt in some way. It just seems to be made out of patches of colors. And your legs are very weak energetically. You need to develop much stronger legs, which, you know, that's a root chakra thing. And root and sacral can have an interesting relationship with one another. So there could be something here between sacral and root. Your legs are weak. Like, it's hard for you to stand and your legs are just shaking. And you're embarrassed. That's what you are. You're embarrassed. And you get all these ideas, like destructive ideas. But there's this huge conversation right now about why you're getting these destructive ideas, because it's much harder to heal this and to live through the healing of this, like on deeper dimensional levels, than it is for you to just be stuck in a drain, or maybe put a gun to your head or something. I mean, these are very violent images, like, oops, I got in a car accident and died. They're like images where, whoops, I just fell off the side of a cliff. Oh, I guess I don't have to heal this. Sorry, destiny. You're getting these like weird thoughts, okay? But there's this really loud voice about, those thoughts are just talking about how vulnerable you are to this process of healing. And that's perfectly almost like normal or to be expected. And that's embarrassing though too, because it seems to me there's familiarity with this conversation and you want to reconcile it, but you're also kind of weak in the legs, weak in the knees. You're not grounded enough to, you don't have what it takes to. But then, hello, you've got visitor. You've got mysterious visitor and electrical beings. You're gonna be fine. It's your destiny to get through this, okay? So that should be some confidence, huh? Okay. Okay, what else we got? We got something else going on here. Cabbages? I start to see, okay, there's a pregnant woman and her womb is full of cabbages. That's literally the picture. It's very unfulfilling. It represents very unfulfilling, and that it's a full womb full of cabbages. It's the womb is full, and what it's full of is unfulfilling. Okay, it's like these cabbages could represent children, but instead of children, I got cabbages. So there's a conflict. This image represents a conflict. Unfulfillment is the key word here, okay? Here, oh, yeah, I see a nasty, kind of like a man that's so skinny and bone-like and small, but he kind of hobbles around like like Gollum from Lord of the Rings or something. And he's just has these like tiny little pocket knives, and he's just, he kind of whispers and slurs and drools, and he wants to cut you, you know, he just wants to cut you open. And he just wants to do terrible things. He wants to stab you. It's weird. He's like, and then I'll stab you, you know, and I'll cut you open, I'll stab you. It's like, okay. Okay, so we want to listen to this guy, or shall we go forward with this? Shall we just let him do whatever he wants? Should we tell him to go away? I need you to answer that question here for me. I can't decide it for you, because we're going to find out where your vulnerability lies. Because it lies in death, you know? Almost like this guy might just be the answer. Just like, whoops, fell off the cliff. Sorry, destiny. It's kind of like you're scared of your destiny. You're scared of who you are, or scared of your destiny. And it'd be easier to just not face it. What is your destiny? I don't know if I'll get that answer, but I want that answer. Who are you, actually? Not the visitor. Who are you? Okay. Okay, so if you want to be able to heal this, and that's truly what you want, then this is not the answer, right? Send this thing away. Because this thing has its own path, and its path is leading to you. And now, is this what you want? And if it's not what you want, then this thing has elsewhere to go. It's not for me to figure out the path of this thing, and why this thing, and who is this thing, and how do you know this thing? No, it's just the path is, the door is closed. Thing needs to go somewhere else, okay? With the pocket knives. Okay, more kind of like more of the same, but it's like, all right, I think I'm gonna, it's self-hatred, basically, but is it, what is it? You know, pain starts to take on other languages and it makes a lot of sense, but I'm not convinced that's what's really here. I'm not convinced of that. It just wants to make it believable, but because it's in this scene, I start to notice, you know, what is your answer? Send this weird thing with the knives away, or let yourself be cut open as this woman with the cabbages, because maybe that's what you need. I mean, maybe you need to harm yourself. Like, I don't know, what do you need? Like, what is it that you need? You decide right now what you need. And I notice that when you become strong and you say, this isn't the way forward, you're right, this isn't the way forward. But when you start to send that thing away, it starts to have these faces that look like your face. It represents your face. And then your face is with the knife that wants to cut you, that wants to stab you. And you're also then empty or unfulfilled. It's not empty, it's unfulfilled. It's full and yet unfulfilled. So both these can represent you, which makes it a bit of a cluster, you know. Unfulfilled, and I'm gonna cut you, is also you. Send yourself away or reconcile yourself. Self-hatred starting to come forward here. And again, this is a matter. Like, this is a big matter. There's a lot to do here. I'm gonna bring in your friend, this visitor, female, and I want to see how she wants to navigate this space. It's weird. It's almost like I'm not supposed to bring her in here. I don't know why that would be. Maybe I brought her down a dimension in my mind by choice, and I everything in my being says no, she does need to be here. It's part of her learning. So her learning, so it seems to me that you're going to be challenging each other. So her destiny then is intertwined with your destiny. Her destiny is saying she needs to help activate your sacral chakra, but she's not willing to step into this dimension to be present with the real complicated mess. That's now her journey or her challenges, okay? Because we're all growing here, and growing takes a little pain, you know, or a lot of pain. Is like growing pains. So yes, she does need to be here. Okay, that I know why she's vulnerable. Okay, so you and her know each other from somewhere else, and it was a pretty tough time. Because now when she's in your self-imprisonment, she actually hears the memories of that time almost like coming for her too. And that tells me that she might be dimensionally, okay, let's say she's here to heal you, but you're here to heal her. And for her to heal in such a dark place, is really hard for her to step into this, but for her to heal you and to bring you up to a higher place is doable, right? But her to come down here and then face your pain, but it's also intertwined with her pain that she can't actually access without you helping her to get there. Do you see how we're dimensional doorways for each other? Like, she's a dimensional doorway to a higher plane, but you're a dimensional doorway to a lower plane, and you both need each other to reconcile each other, whatever the soul pathways, your intertwined destinies. So yeah, it's very interesting. This is a very unique thing you've got going on here. Okay. So she is in pain, like it's very toxic. It's like inhaling nuclear wasteland or something. It feels like her eyes are bleeding, her nose is bleeding, her ears are bleeding. And now you see her for the first time because you see her in pain, and she's now at your vibrational level, and you become instantly empathetic, like, no, don't be in pain over my pain. And she starts to vomit up this weird rice stuff now too. She whispers that she knew this day was going to come where she would have to face her fear. But she couldn't conceive of what the fear was. Just like it's hard for you to conceive of your destiny, she couldn't conceive of the fear. So, yes, she's actually melting herself now. This is like a nuclear toxic dump. That's how bad this prison space is. There's lots of cells that have aspects of yourself stuck in here. And through this energy, she's remembering something from her own soul journey that she has to be present with. She's tough. She can deal with it. I know she can, but I can't. She has to go through this. I can't take that pain away from her, because that's her growth. If I take it away, then I am taking away her very life lesson. It's not for me. Or just somehow as she crumbles here, she sickens, she becomes sick in here, and she molds and shapes differently. You actually become stronger. And I see you becoming so strong, like you're standing up and you actually look like yourself. This image with the cabbages and this pregnant woman is fading to you, and you just kind of look like a warrior beast of a person. Like really tough, Conan Barbarian style, like tough, you know? But now you have the strength now to look upon her who suffers. And I start to see these two, like I said, there's a weird reflective thing going on here. They start to shake. This image of the prison down here and this image here of the electrical cloud space, they're starting to like shake. Both of these spaces are, and they're starting to blend together. And both of you carry now the memories of what was, what is, what will be, time. And you're both silent now, looking at each other. And she's now the one that's embarrassed, apparently. But you are not. And your legs aren't shaking here because this is a cloud space. But something in that prison finally opened up inside you, but it opened up inside her. As it should be, as it is, was, ever will be, like as it is so. Some almighty statement about it. As God wills it, and there's like a divine statement about it. She's molding herself back. You're starting to look more humble and not so like warrior. You look more relaxed. You're calming down. She's starting to see her for who she is. But she's also a little bit taken aback because that was a bit extreme. But she's happy that you can now see her. And in some way, I wonder if there's more to her than we know. Like, this is just the initial imagery, okay? Like, what if there's something more to her appearance than this? You go to her and you hug her. And she hugs you back, and she thanks you for helping her to find her strength when she is weak. And then she says that she will help you find your strength when you are weak. And it is so, or as it is destined, or as it is so. As it is written. It just feels like it's kind of some solid, divine, almighty statement. And I feel like she's a doorway to another world that's very familiar to you. But you're also a doorway to another world that's familiar to her. And she needs to navigate that world through you. And you also need to be open into navigating her world, you know, through her. And Boy, I'd really like to tell you more, but this is all I can share for now. I'm just going to close with you both having worked through something profound here today, and you're kind of boosted with a sense of clarity, as she's also boosted with a sense of deep clarity, and you are closer now than you had been before, okay? So that's what I have. Thank you for this. Wow, one of a kind journey experience, and really honored to have this experience with you. Thank you for sharing with us what a special thing to listen into. And thank you. For those watching, if any of you are interested in booking a session with me, you can book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody.